Bournemouth vs Brighton Premier League live scores, updates and highlights. Bournemouth v Brighton, Express Sport brings you live Premier League scores, updates and highlights. 1915, you may have noticed that I've created a poll for you this evening. You can't say I don't treat you. It's a simple question, who will finish higher in the Premier League? You'd have got some pretty good odds on Brighton trumping the Cherries, although I'm still leaning towards Eddie Howe's side myself. 1910, Eddie Howe has made 3 changes from the side who slumped to a 3-0 defeat against Arsenal. Steve Cook, Tyrone Mings and Dan Gosling all start on the bench with Simon Francis, Andrew Sermon and Mark Bew in the squad. 1905, Brighton manager Chris Hughton has ignored the famous mantra, "Never change a winning team." The Seagulls boss makes 1 change from the side who beat the Baggies 3-1 at the Amex Stadium. Bruno is still struggling with an ongoing back problem, so the lesser-spotted Liam Rosenior comes in for his first Premier League start of the season. 1900 hours, okay, here's the lineups. Bournemouth 11, Bogovic, Ake, Francis, Smith, Daniels, Fraser, Arter, Pugh, Sermon, Defoe, King. Subs, Boryuk, Mings, Cook, Gosling, Ibe, Musit, Afobe. Brighton 11, Ryan, Rosenior, Dunk, Duffy, Sodner, Knockert, Stevens, Proper, March, Gross, Hemd. Subs, Manpa, Huinemir, Goldson, Salado, Izquierdo, Murphy, Murray. 1858, those starting 11s will be released any moment now folks. Nathan Ake is the cornerstone of my abysmal fantasy football team, so I expect to see him starting. 1855, things aren't looking great for Bournemouth, but Eddie Howe isn't phased. In fact, he's almost aggravatingly positive about the whole situation. Kind of like when Roberto Martinez used to describe 3-0 defeats as phenomenal. Anyway, Howe refuses to blame his players' attitudes for the downturn in form. I wouldn't question the attitude of the players. I'd question their performances but never their attitude, Howe told reporters. When you work so closely with a group every day you see the trends and you see the attitude, the willingness to do well, that's all there. We just haven't delivered on game day. 1850, shall we set the scene? Bournemouth are lying second from bottom in the Premier League table after 4 games. Eddie Howe's side are yet to get a point and have scored just once. Meanwhile Brighton head to the Vitality Stadium on the back of a morale-boosting 3-1 victory over West Brom, which was their first since returning to the top flight. Is that enough scene-setting for you? Good. That English literature degree clearly didn't go to waste. 1845, good evening folks, welcome to our live coverage of Bournemouth v Brighton. Time for some honesty. I completely forgot this match was happening tonight, so made plans to drink my body weight in ale and gin, not mixed. But a quick tap on the shoulder from my boss, followed by a little cry in the toilet and a thorough rinsing from the lads in my WhatsApp group, I'm ready for the Vitality Stadium. I think that's enough self-pity for now. Let's get going. Preview. Bournemouth team news. Ryan Fraser could shake off his ankle knock in time for Bournemouth's Premier League clash with Brighton. The Cherries are still hunting their first points of the season in tonight's Vitality Stadium encounter, with boss Eddie Howe sticking firmly to his attacking principles. Junior Stanislas, groin, and Callum Wilson, knee, both remain long-term absentees. Brighton team news. Brighton expect captain Bruno to have recovered from a back problem. Seagulls boss Chris Hughton reported no other fresh injury worries following the 3-1 win over West Brom, and on loan Chelsea forward Isaiah Brown has returned to training after his thigh injury. Striker Sam Baldock continues his rehabilitation following calf surgery, while midfielder Steve Sidwell, back, and Birinkel, who has been recovering from a broken leg, remain unavailable. Provisional squads. Bournemouth squad, Bogovic, Mings, Ake, S. Cook, A. Smith, Daniels, Gosling, Sermon, Arter, King, Defoe, Musat, Boryuk, L. Cook, B. Smith, Ibe, Fraser, Afobe, Francis. Brighton squad: Ryan, Sodner, Dunk, Duffy, Bruno, Proper, March, Knockert, Stevens, Gross, Hemd, Manpa, Murray, Murphy, Skullock, Funamair, Izquierdo, Rosinier. History: Bournemouth and Brighton have never met before in